offer latest broadcast equipment for rent, all at affordable prices. Tune in to ACNN TV via any free-to-air decoder with the following installation parameters: Intelsat 20 satellite with tuning frequency 12562 MHz, symbol rate 30 Mbps, orbital position 68.5 degree east, and horizontal polarization. You can also keep in touch with episodes of our programs via these social media platforms. For inquiries, please call 070-3265-6544 or mail us via enquiries@acnntv.com. ACNN, reaching the world with the undiluted Word of God.
Hello, you're welcome to the first edition of your favorite sports show, Sport Hour, for the year 2021, beaming live to you from the Advent Cable Network Nigeria Television. I am Olushola Olujide. Today we have so many things. We have learned so many interesting gist for you this morning, but we're going to a short break, and when we return, we'll kickstart the show in earnest. Just joining us, this is the Sport Hour Show, the very first edition for the year. But you can call us with the numbers scrolling on our TV screen to give your contributions during the show. So our first story now is on the CAF Champions League, where Eyimba have crashed out of the CAF Champions League. Now the two-time African champions crashed out of the Champions League yesterday, losing on 4 aggregate. They lost the first game, the first leg, to 3-0. To of Sudanese club, a Sudanese club, but they not came home to Aba yesterday and they lost and they won 2-1. But of course, those goals were not enough to take them to the next round, so they crashed out on 4-4 aggregate, meaning that they have lost about 253 million for failing to qualify for the next round. That's a massive loss for the country. And over the time, we'll be talking about how the Nigerian football has not improved over the years because of so many factors are affecting the growth of our game. A Sudanese club was able to defeat a club that has never won the Champions League, was able to defeat the club in the Champions League twice. And this is very, very embarrassing for the Nigerian football, where Eyimba, with all the players there, with all the financial strength they have, with the good players they have, but they were not able to score 4 goals. In fact, they needed 4 unreplied goals to qualify. You remember this? They lost 3-0 away, so they needed to score 4 goals at home, but they could not achieve that. Instead, the Sudanese club came to Nigeria, scored the first goal within 8 minutes. Now that put on pressure for the players now to ensure that they come out of the game, but then their best was just not enough, and now they've been condemned now to the CAF Confederation Cup, which is a second-tier competition where they will join Rivers United as well too. So they've lost 253 million naira for failing to qualify for the next round, and the coach, talking about Fatah Shaw, is blaming the early goal for their ouster. That is. When they failed to prepare, of course, they were ready to fail. You know, when the league had not started at the point they started this competition, there was no way that these boys could perform magic. But let's just appreciate the boys. They did their best, but of course, their best was just not enough, and they've lost out of a very huge amount of money that they could have made or earned if they had gone into the next round, the group stage. And then still talking about the CAF competition, Rivers United Confederations Cup has been postponed because of COVID-19 fears. Now they are playing against Celtic of South Africa, but then the NDDC, the Nigerian Health Authority, they said no, it cannot play this game in Nigeria because you understand that South Africa, they are going through a fresh wave of COVID-19 pandemic in the country, and they are trying to guard against them bringing such into the country. So the NFF wrote CAF and asked that the game be postponed or the game be played in another African country outside Nigeria and South Africa. So right now, NFF CAF has come out to say the game has been postponed till further notice. We don't know when the game will be played, but then the game has now been postponed between Rivers United and Celtic Club of South Africa. Then Rivers United, of course, they won the first leg 2-0 away in South Africa, so they are primed to go to the next round of the CAF Confederations Cup. Now, football, but this time on the administration level, where we have seen a change of guard at the Federal Ministry of Transport Development. We have a new permanent secretary by the name Ebonisa Anoka. He came from Ministry of Information, and he has taken over the reins of authority from Mr. Gabriel Aduda, who has been deployed to Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So we have a new PAMSEC engineer, Bonisa Anoka. He's an engineer with several years of experience in the civil service, and it's expected that he will bring on board. Talking to him yesterday, he said he's ready to work with the staff, the management and staff of the ministry, and he has received every document, of course, the handing over notes, and he has said work starts in earnest. So we'll try and see the implementation. He said he's going to build on what he met on ground. We have the Sport Festival coming up next month, February 14th to 28th. And we have the youth games that come up after, though the data has not been given. So he said he's ready to work on ground and ensure that every project of the ministry for this year is fulfilled to the letter. So we're wishing him all the best of luck as he resumes again. This man has been the PAMSEC at the Police Affairs before he was transferred to Ministry of Information, and now he is in the Sports Ministry. So let's see what is going to bring on board, and then of course we wish him all the best as he starts a new phase of his career in the Sports Ministry. So for comments, you have the numbers on your screen. They can call us to talk to us. That's 070-32656544. You can call in and you can talk about things going on within Nigerian football or Nigerian sport generally. Then we have another one, the Golden Eaglets. They have failed again, just like the senior ones, talking about under 20 and the Super Eagles as well. They have failed the Ivory Coast test at the Wafubi tournament in Lomé. They lost 1-0 to Ivory Coast. Now there are issues when they went to Lomé. They failed. I mean, they did not take the MRI test on time. There was some sort of a conspiracy. NFF came out and said no, that they felt that there was conspiracy against their team. And of course, they finally did the MRI test. Later, that's a day before the match. They had the MRI test, and they felt that there was conspiracy against them. Of course, there is this conspiracy story about Francophone nations and the Anglophone nations in the CAF. But then it is not enough for the players not to do their best. The coaching crew came out and said no matter the kind of tactics, underhand tactics they play against them, they were ready for the game. But of course, they were ready for the game, but they failed because they lost 1-0 to Ivory Coast, to Côte d'Ivoire, which means that they have to win their next 2 games for them to qualify, for them to get the tickets, to the Under-17 Nations Cup. We have seen so many things going wrong with our Nigerian football. The Super Eagles are not doing so well. The Super Falcons as well too. The under 20 national team, of course, they failed to qualify for the Olympics Games, both the male and the female teams. And now the under 17 Golden Eaglets, the Golden Eaglets who are the, should I say, the most successful underage team in Africa and the world. But then they are not just doing well this time around. They have failed again, just like the under 20 failed, I think about 2 weeks ago. But then we are seeing a repeat of certain things going on in Nigerian football. And there's a need for us to cut this trend and end this. It's a shame that a country that is the giant of Africa, a country that has the potentials, a country that has talent in every part of the country, it cannot be able to bring about a standard 11, or let's say 23-man team that will go out there and do the nation proud. It is just uncalled for that the Golden Eaglets who are supposed to graduate from the Golden Eaglets to under 20, under 23, then to the senior level, and not doing what they should be doing. So a lot needs to be done to ensure that our players, we get the right players. That's just it. And now, still talking about football as well. Ezenwa, that's talking about our Super Eagles goalkeeper and Atlant vice captain, is begging Imo State government, led by Senator Opus Odima, to pay up their old salaries and allowances. This is just not this occurs every now and then, whereby clubs keep owing their players and they expect the players to go out there and perform. No. Now the players are saying, the coaching crew led by Fidelis Electrical, they are saying the players are not performing well because there's no money to motivate them. You cannot send out players to go and play for a team and you are not being paid them their allowances and salaries. It is uncalled for. Now the players are begging the state government, Senator Opus Odima, to please pay up the salaries and allowances. These players deserve to be paid this money, and they should be paid as at when due. And we have said on this show several times that state governments should government should hands off anything called sports. Let individuals or private organizations take control of sports. Then we will see a shift from all this negativity to, we will begin to improve gradually. Because if a state governor is not interested in sports, there is no way sports can grow in that state. It's just how it is. If a state government said no, I don't have interest in sport, or you just you go and stay there, appoint somebody to go and stay in the sport industry, sports ministry. It is not just anybody should be there. We need round pegs in round holes, square pegs in square holes. We need the right people at the right places. And the onus now falls on the state government to ensure that Ezenwa and his colleagues are paid their dues owed them, so that they can be able to come forward and perform maximally on the pitch. Because now they are not doing well. Fidelis Electrical, who we call the wonderful one, he was the MFM coach. For the first time in his career, he has lost 3 games on a row. He has never lost 3 games for all his career. He has not lost 2 games on a row. But he has with Satellite FC. He has set a new negative record for himself, and he's telling everyone that yes, my players are not doing so well because they are not motivated. Money motivates. It is just as simple as that. Money motivates. You are working and you are not being paid. Of course, the morale will be low. No matter how much you put into it, once the morale is down, it is down. So we urge the state government and every other state government owning their players. I know of Adamawa FC. I know of some other states who are also owning their players. Pay these players as at when due, and let's move our game, our local league forward. If our players are not doing well, of course, what we are seeing is a crashing out of the Champions League, of a money spinning game where they have lost over 215 million. That's 215 million. That's huge money that will have come into the country for investment in everything. We have lost that because of lack of interest in sport. Now, still talking, but now we will now go to the foreign scene. where Juventus have ended AC Milan's 27-game unbeaten run. AC Milan have been on the 27-game unbeaten run for the since from last season till now. They have been winning other games, but then when a certain Cristiano Ronaldo team comes to play against you, we thought Zlatan Ibrahimovic for the Milan. Of course, the game was going to go one way. Zlatan, who is out because of injury, came in. AC Milan were unable to do what they could do. But then a Cristiano Ronaldo-led Juventus won this game 3-1 yesterday. Juventus have not been playing so well. They've lost a game. They've lost only one game so far, and they've drawn, I think, 5 games or 6 games. But then beating AC Milan meant a lot to Juventus because, of course, these teams are rivals. They've been rivals for years, for ages, and now they won the game 3-1. Of course, they've gone into the next. They've moved up to the, I think, 4th on the table. Then let's not talk about wrestling, where Wrestling Federation is set to host the maiden champion of champions tournament. Champion of champions tournament. That's, Wrestling Federation, we have seen it's been led. We have seen a Wrestling Federation trying to ensure that we get medals in wrestling. We have seen whereby the Federation President has been going around the country ensuring that they bring in the best wrestlers. They are able to tap into the best wrestlers and bring them to we have good wrestlers who can give us Olympic medals, who can give us Olympic gold medals, and the president is ensuring that he gets the best of the best. That's why he's calling it champion of champions. It's almost like a super four of football, where the best of the best to come and they will get out the best. So they're looking for the champion of the champions, which will begin next month in Bayelsa State. But for now, we'll quickly go on a short break, and when we return, we will continue our story from the Wrestling Federation. Let's go on a short break now. And if you're just joining us, this is the Sport Hour Show, beaming live to you from ACNN TV in Abuja. So before we went on break, we're talking about the Wrestling Federation, where they're going to host the maiden champion of champions tournament. This is a tournament whereby the best of wrestlers will come together and fight, and where they will not get the best of the best again, that will come and be able to represent Nigeria in international competitions. That is the aim of this champion. It's the main edition anyway of this champion of champions. Like I said before I went on break, you can liken it to the Super 4 of football, where the best will come together and they will try and get the best of the best. So this is what the Wrestling Federation, the Nigerian Wrestling Federation, is about to do, to get the champions that will represent Nigeria in international meets. Now let's go to athletics, where the Athletic Federation of Nigeria is set to establish Athletics Development Center. This is good news. This is good news coming from the AFN, where they need to develop. This center is aimed at developing athletes, as the name implies, Athletic Development Center. They are here now to ensure that they get the players, our athletes, to the maximum level where they can compete with the best of the best around the world. This center is meant to, they'll take care of their health system, their health, their feeding, everything has to do with the development of an athlete. This is what this center is aimed at doing. And so, there are most, though it's plans, but now the prayer now is that AFN should be able to implement this plan. That this was made known by this by the Secretary General, talking about Mr. Pepu, who said that they want to establish a center aimed at develop. Athletics Federation is the largest federation we have. We have the long jump, we have the table tennis, we have all the sports fall under Athletics Federation of Nigeria, and they need to get the best table tennis players. We need to get the best long jump player, long jump runner, the 100 meters runner, the 200 meters runner, the steeplechase runner. Every sport in this federation need to develop so that we can able to compete with countries like America, US, where they have almost the best runners, or even the Jamaicans as well too, or even the Kenyans or Ugandans for the long distance races. So this center is a good one coming from AFN, and the hope and the belief is that they're able to establish it on time, though yet it might not be able to meet up with the Olympics. But again, let us look beyond this coming Olympics, but let us look ahead of the future Olympics games coming in 4 years' time, so that by that, between now and the Olympic Games in 4 years' time, we will have gotten excellent athletes that will go into Olympics, and probably be the likes of in shape of Usain Bolt. Of course, we will have new Usain Bolt, but then this is what the center is all about, and I will look forward to seeing this center developing our athletes to the best. And yesterday, it was confirmed that Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola will meet again in the Carabao Cup finals. That's Manchester City versus Tottenham in the Carabao Cup finals. The last time these two gentlemen met in the final was in 2012. And now they're going to meet again in the final, and this is going to be a cracker. We've not seen both Mourinho and Guardiola, since apart from the fact that they play league game, but they've not played at the finals in a very long time. But we're going to see them again in April this year, when Spurs will take on Man City. And I'm so glad for Jose Mourinho, because one, he has taken Spurs to the finals of the competition, and probably he is going to end the trophy drought for Spurs. Of course, Man City have been quite successful with Guardiola. They've won the league, they've won the FA Cup, they've won all the cups, and they are the defending champions for this Carabao Cup. Now the onus now falls on the special one, the only one, the chosen one, talking about Jose Mourinho, to ensure that he gets over his nemesis, because Guardiola has been the nemesis right from their days in Spain, and hopefully the trophy drought for Spurs is ended in April, when Spurs and Man City. Then we saw how Man City was able to, clear out Manchester United yesterday at the Old Trafford. It was a very beautiful game to see. Man City, they took the game out entirely. They took out Manchester United players. It was a beautiful game, though there were calls for offside on both sides. But we saw a determined Man City, who of course have not been so fantastic in recent times in the league, though they defeated Chelsea 3-1 over the weekend. But then we are seeing a Pep Guardiola team who when it comes to the business aspect of the game, they are always there. He has drew this ball to the extent that they know, without even talking to them, they know what he wants them to do. And we saw beautiful goals yesterday against the Manchester United. Sadly for the Manchester United fans, you will not play in the finals of the Carabao Cup. It's going to be Manchester City versus Tottenham Hotspur in April. So let's talk about the latest transfer gist coming in from Europe as well too, where we have Ozil is likely to be going to Fenerbahce. He has been frozen out in Arsenal by Arteta and the board, and he's going to start his career most likely in Fenerbahce. Though there are reports that he might end up in the US with a DC United. MLS is almost like a retirement home for our players these days. But I think Ozil still has a lot to offer. He's a World Cup winner, he's a La Liga winner, he's a FA Cup winner. He has won so many trophies for himself. So he wants to go to Turkey, which originally is his birthplace, though he's a German, but he wants to go to Turkey, where he can be able to. That's talking about August. Benedetto says he does not think Messi will extend his current deal, which ends in June 2021. As we speak right now, Lionel Messi is free to talk to any club right now. This is January period. He is free to talk to any club. He can begin his move towards the end of the season that he wants to leave the club. He has already made it known that he is tired of Barcelona. He nearly left last season, but of course he did not want to take the club that he loves so much to court. And so he has his current deal now in June 2021. That's in 5 months' time. But then Man City believe they are in front of the queue to sign Messi. Last season, they were in the news that Pep Guardiola, of course, is going to reunite with his protege. But that, of course, the move failed. Now, again, the news that it's come back. It might be donning the shirt of Man City, the citizens, next season, and that would be a fabulous move in my own view, for Messi, reuniting with his old coach, talking about Pep Guardiola, and let's see the magic the two men will do when they meet again, when they play together, or when they collaborate together in Man City. Of course, I expect them to destroy, to take away, to blow out anything that comes across them. Messi is a fantastic player, no doubt about that. He's a very, very good player. He's one of the best players, himself and Cristiano Ronaldo, that are the best players in the world. And anything that has Messi, you already want to go up automatically, because he can come in and do his magic, and the game will end. But then Barcelona are considering buying a Major League Soccer franchise to help Messi, to convince Messi to renew his deal. A lot. Like I said, having Messi in your team means a lot. You already want to go up when you have Messi on your team. And Barcelona, just yesterday, they played against Athletic Bilbao. Barcelona, he scored 2 goals. Messi scored 2 goals. The game ended 3-2. So you can see the influence Messi has in his team, in that team. If without those 2 goals from Messi, probably they will have lost the game. And the games whereby Messi doesn't play, we see how Barcelona struggles to win those games. But now the club has said they probably are going to buy out a franchise in a bid to convince Messi to stay. Like we all know, football is big business in Europe, and Nigeria has to tap into this dream. That's why I'm so glad that this current sport minister has, the federal government in general, has reclassified sports as business, no longer a relaxation for relaxation. The moment you begin to see the business side of sports generally, we will increase our GDP. Now, for example, now the COVID-19 crisis is on in several countries. In England, UK, as we speak right now, at least they're on lockdown, but then the football matches are still ongoing, because they know the importance of having the economy going. And sports has kick-started so many economy, but that is not the case in Nigeria. So Barcelona, they know the importance of business in football. That's why they're ready to buy a franchise. They want to convince Messi to stay in the. Now, in Everton, are expecting to receive offers for Moise Kean from PSG, where the Italy forward is currently on loan. Also, we have, of course, I've talked about Mesut Ozil, who probably has agreed a 3.5-year deal with Fenerbahce. Ozil's future will be resolved, says his agent, but the World Cup winner priority is to stay at Arsenal until his contract runs out in the summer. I don't blame Ozil for wanting the same thing Gareth Bale. I don't blame those players even for staying on the bench. We call for players to respect their contract, and these players are respecting their contract. The contract has not ended. they're not forcing a move out of their club. And Ozil is the highest paid player in Arsenal. So imagine you are keeping your highest paid player and your most creative player on bench. And we just saw how Arsenal, of recent, they have upped their game. They've shown that impressive result in recent times. But before then, they were having in fact, there was a meltdown. The Arteta project was collapsing, and Ozil was the kind of player that could come in and change the waves, the tides of the waves. But then he is sitting on the bench in Arsenal, and he's the highest paid player, and he's ready to run out his contract. I don't blame him. He's sitting down there and he's receiving good money. Who won't stay there? And new contract talks between Liverpool and Netherlands midfielder Wijnaldum has reached a stalemate. We remember how this guy scored some wonderful goals against Barcelona. The 4-0 2 seasons ago, the 4-0 victory over Barcelona, when he came in the second half and he scored. I think he scored his 2 goals to change the game, the capacity of the game for Barcelona. And of course, there were moves that he was going to leave. He was going to leave Liverpool to Barcelona, actually. But then he's an important player for Liverpool, though he has not been playing steadily week in, week out. But the contract has now collapsed. Then we have Tottenham are confident that South Korea forward Son will sign a contract extension that will keep him at the club beyond 2023 when his current deals ends. Son is very, very key, very, very important for Tottenham Hotspur. We have seen the collabo between himself and Harry Kane, where both guys have, they've scored between themselves. I think they scored over 12 goals between themselves, and they've assisted themselves as well to 10 assists between each other, and over 12 goals between each other. That shows the telepathic connectivity between both players. The West Brom are in advanced talks to sign Scottish winger Rupert Snodgrass from West Ham. Then Manchester United and England striker Marcus Rashford has been declared the most valuable player in world football, according to an independent research group. I wonder how they got to know that Rashford is the most valuable player. Where will we keep players like Messi? Where will we keep players like Lewandowski? Where will we keep players like Neymar, Ronaldo? These are guys that having them on your team means a lot. And not to take away the shine from Rashford. He's a young guy. He's a good guy. In fact, he's a doctor. Dr. Marcus Rashford. Not a medical doctor anyway, but he's a doctor. He has a PhD. Dr. Marcus Rashford, not take away from the fact that he's doing in his career, but then we cannot say, to me, that he's the most valuable player. I don't know what they've seen in that. When you have the likes of Messi and Ronaldo playing, you have the likes of Lewandowski still playing, where I believe have more value. Though they are advanced age, but they still have more value. Juventus paid £100 million to bring in Messi to bring Ronaldo to Juventus. Man City could have paid so much money last season to bring in Messi to Man City. So these players worth so much money, but then the group has made their own research and said it worth over 165 million euros. That's about 150 million pounds, which is fair enough. So now let's talk about the weekend fixtures. But before we go there, let's talk about the result from yesterday matches, where we had Atletico Club losing 3-2 to Barcelona. In Italy, we have Roma defeating Crotone 3-1. Then we have Napoli losing 1-2 to Spezia. Then Napoli, they're without, of course, our own star boy, Osimhen, who contracted COVID-19 when he went for a birthday party. Then we have Torino drawing 1-1. Then we have Sampdoria defeating Inter Milan. Also, Inter Milan also ended their own unbeaten run, was also ended yesterday by Sampdoria, who defeated Inter Milan 2-1. Then in France, PSG, who has just recruited Pochettino, drew 1-1 with Satellite Intelsat. Then we have Marseille, who defeated Montpellier 3-1. Lyon defeated Lens 3-2. Then we had Monaco defeating Lorient 5-0. Then tomorrow, talking about the fixtures in Spain, Celta Vigo will take on Villarreal, while in Germany we are going to see Bayern Munich against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Then on Saturday we are going to see Real Madrid against Spain, Real Madrid versus Arsenal. Then Barcelona against Granada, Atletico Madrid against Athletic Club, then Sevilla against Real Sociedad. In Italy, it's going to be AC Milan versus Torino, Atalanta versus Benevento, Genoa versus Bologna. In France, we are going to see Bordeaux against Lorient, Dijon against Marseille, Monaco against Angers, PSG against Brest. In Germany, it's going to be Bayern Leverkusen against Werder Bremen, Freiburg against Cologne, Mainz against Frankfurt, Schalke 04 against Offenheim, Union Berlin against Wolfsburg, and RB Leipzig against Borussia Dortmund. Then on Sunday, let's not talk about the Nigerian League now, because I'm very passionate about Nigerian Football League. Let's talk about our own. We are going to go into match day 3 this weekend. So we're going to see Akwa United against Abia Warriors, Rivers United against Kwara United. Kwara United currently lead that's third on the table. The Eyimba against, I'm not sure Eyimba will play this Sunday, but they should play because at least they'll have rested. They didn't travel, they'll have rested. So Eyimba versus the Wiki Tourists. Then Eyimba against Dakada FC. Jigawa Golden Stars will take on Enugu Rangers. Katsina United will take on Adama United. Lobby Stars will welcome home Warri Wolves. MFM will welcome Sunshine Stars. Nasarawa United, who were close to being relegated last season, if not for the PPG rule that LMC brought up, they will have relegated. They top the table right now. So Nasarawa United against Kano Pillars. That is going to be interesting. Then Plateau United, their players are on outside because they've not performed so well. So we're going to see a game between Plateau United and Athlone United. These two clubs have not played well this season. They've not won any game this season. But we are going to see both Plateau United and Athlone FC slug it out on Sunday. According to the table as match day 2, Nasarawa United, the top table with 6 points. Then followed by Rivers United, who are also on 6 points, and Kano Pillars also who are on 4 points. Then at the bottom we have Abia Warriors. This is a very huge surprise to see Abia Warriors. Of course, I expected to come up, as the season progresses, to come up, but they have not won any game at all. They've lost their 2 games and they have 0 points. Atlant FC, they've not won any game as well too. They have 0 points. Plateau United, at least they've drawn a game. They've not won any game, so they have 1 point. Akwa United, they've not won any game as well too. Wiki Tourists, they've not won any game, but they've drawn that game as well too. Adama United also, they've not won any game, but they've drawn 1. So the only 2 clubs that have not won any game this season, either win or draw, is Atlant FC and Abia Warriors. This is a surprise. Nobody expects to see Abia Warriors and Atlant FC, at the bottom of the league table. But it is what it is. The season is still young, just 2 games played so far, and we expect them to, of course, move out of the relegation zone, where probably clubs like Nasarawa United that everybody believes should be dragging that spot, probably they will come down, but I don't see them coming down. Or we see Adama United coming down. But then we see clubs like Kano Pillars coming up again. Of course, they are third on the table. We see Plateau United, probably they will rise out of their 18th position and enter the top 10. But as the season progresses, we will get to know where they stand. So I would like to apologize to our fans that I'm the only one that came here today. My other partner is under the weather, and I'm sure he's watching the program where he is. So get well to my friend and my brother. So this is where we draw the curtains, and we believe you have enjoyed every bit of today's show, and I will wish you a prosperous new year. But before I go, I want to urge everybody to take charge of their health. You can help stop the second wave of the virus by obeying the guidelines as set up by the NCDC. Let's keep our social distancing, wash our hands regularly, or use an alcohol-based sanitizer. Then use our face mask always. So we'll meet again, same time, same station next week. Have a great day and a splendid weekend ahead. I remain Olusolojide. Bye.
Beaming from the nation's capital, we bring to you the good news through various programming, news updates, worship and teachings.
The paralysis of sin makes us to be separated from God.
Contact us for your life